Hello, everyone. My name is Naveed, and I've had the privilege of serving as one of the health associates alongside my teammates, Paranitha and Shreya, to support an incredible innovation team led by Reshmi, Kritik, Tom, and David. Their project focuses on developing a software platform called TumorCast for personalized radiation therapy in glioblastoma patients. It aims to improve treatment precision and patient outcomes. Our role has centered on helping the team prepare for commercialization by identifying early gaps in their clinical and market strategy. We work closely with the team to refine their problem framing, clarify their target users and beachhead market, and develop a roadmap for stakeholder engagement. Working with our exceptional mentors, Dr. Backer, Dr. Graham, and Dr. Jin has been a truly impactful experience, and they've taught us how to translate brilliant innovations into impactful healthcare solutions. It's been inspiring to see our team's progress, and we're confident their platform has the ability to transform the standard of care for radiation therapy in glioblastoma patients. And with that, I'll turn it over to Reshmi to introduce the project. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Naveed. So I want to start off by introducing our problem, in this case, the disease we're facing. When a patient comes into the clinic and receives a glioblastomic diagnosis, this is essentially a death sentence. They have a 12 to 18-month median survival rate. And because this is such a common and aggressive form of brain cancer, there's definitely a need to optimize treatment outcomes. To give you an idea of the scope of the market, in 2022, it was estimated at $2.5 billion, and it's growing at an annual rate of nearly 10%. So the issue here is that clinicians lack the tools to accurately predict and, more importantly, optimize the response to treatment. And without this optimization, it isn't possible to improve outcomes for individual glioblastoma patients. This is a gap we're trying to fill with TumorCast. So TumorCast uses MRI data, as you can see here, as well as a mathematical model to predict and, more importantly, optimize the response to treatment. You can see on the top here a standard of care dose map, one that might be used in the clinic currently. And then on the bottom, we see our personalized dose map that came out of the TumorCast model. So the standard of care dose map here, the tumor was predicted to grow by 5%. Whereas when we use the personalized dose map from TumorCast, the tumor was instead predicted to shrink by 35%. So you can see there's a clear potential to give patients extra months or even years with this technology. On our team, I want to point out that we have experts in mathematical oncology, and in particular, who have been working on modeling this problem for over 10 years. We also have clinical collaborators from MD Anderson Cancer Center, the foremost cancer institute in the nation. And then we have both undergraduate and graduate students who are dedicated to this work and ready to carry it on into the next stages. So we have the technical knowledge and the clinical collaborations to move our product from the bench to the market. We have already completed our first step of building and validating our tool. Next, we want to prepare for market entry by pitching to both imaging and radiation treatment planning vendors. And finally, we'll leverage these clinical collaborations to launch in the clinic. The mentor feedback process was incredibly valuable. We selected glioblastoma as our beachhead market because of the poor prognosis, clinicians are more open to adapting treatment. And then we have pending clinical trial grants, and we are working on a cloud-based integration into the clinic. Finally, we've identified Varian Siemens as a likely investor, as they own the majority of the radiation oncology market. So with TumorCast, we aim to save lives, save time, and save money. Thank you so much.
So based on the feedback that you've received so far, have you made changes to the product or you tweaked some things based on what people have told you, or is that a future thing that you're going to be doing later on?
So a lot of the feedback we had was more what sort of data we need to collect to implement, and how we need to make our existing technology workable in the clinic. So we have already started building this cloud-based framework. That was one of the big things. And then we're planning on collecting some of this health economics data so we can pitch to potential investors and vendors better.
I mean, usually the downside of customization is difficult to scale. Do you have any issue in this case?
So I would say, while we are customizing, we're using the same inputs from every patient. MRI data right now is part of the standard of care. We're not using any modalities that are outside of the standard of care. And then the only other thing we would need is a patient's treatment schedule. So while it is customizable, it uses the same data.
Have you looked at cost to sort of deploy and go to
Yeah,
market?
that's absolutely a big limitation of this. I would say the main hurdle we have right now is we need to come up with a regulatory and reimbursement framework. So if we can get insurance companies to adopt it, our pitch is that in the long term for both hospitals, patients, and payers, this is going to be a cost-effective method if we can, keep maybe reduce dosages or keep patients out of the hospital. But to do so, we would, of course, need that kind of approval and coding.
All right, thank you very much.